What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chargers franchise. My name is MrHurriicane. We are almost to Season 5 in the Chargers franchise, which will be the last season of the series. But before we get into the games that count, we have the games that don't. We are going to go into the 4 preseason games today and take a look at how this team looks. And of course, it's now a team that has added Jalen Ramsey at cornerback. That was our big free agent signing, but not our only big one, with the addition of Germain Ifedi to help complete our offensive line, hopefully. In the draft, our top 2 picks were both in the first round after trading up. We took safety Dorian Holloway and defensive lineman Blake Gano. It's a much improved depth for our team. And it's always a good time to see how these young players actually play in the preseason. Won't see a ton of that man there, Stephen Smiley, who is now our starting running back. But we'll jump in and out of these games to see different players and sides of the football. And we'll start with Melvin Gordon, who is brought down with a nice tackle from Tyrone Brightful, actually. The Colts then go back to him later. Gordon gets some room, but the ball is knocked out and recovered by the newcomer. It's Jalen Ramsey. This is not why I wanted to sign him, but I'm very happy with it. Ramsey, I wanted to play at both corner and safety. He did both at Florida State. I wanted to see him play some safety a little bit, although corner is the more valuable position. Later, though, Gordon does end up making up for it a bit with a nice run here to the outside. And overall, I thought our starting run defense was a little leaky, especially on this play. This is not supposed to happen. 47-yard rushing touchdown for Andrew Luck. So that was a mess. How's the offense doing with now third-year quarterback Cole Hartman, his second year as a starter? Hartman here out of the pocket. Not as fast as Luck. He might be the slowest player on the field, actually. That was not the most impressive run. But that's okay. We have Stephen Smiley for the impressive runs. He was so good last year, and this makes it 3 straight years we've changed our starting running back. I wanted to give Zach Bogan some chances to play third down back. He's been such a good returner for us. I did sign Tyreek Hill, but I wanted to see both get a chance to be that third down running back. Later, it's Reggie Shepard back from injury. Still wish we had him back in the Super Bowl, but nice to see him making a play. And then Hartman again running. Later, little belly flop there. We really can't be doing that a whole lot with him. Let's keep it in the air with Cole Hartman. A quick throw here. Hunter Henry makes the catch. He battled through some injuries last season, missed 7 games between the regular and postseason. Now we'll go into the backup stage of the game. And you'll want to pay attention here to 53. That's middle linebacker Stephon Kuistra, who was a 5th-round pick for us. And he made a very early impression here with the backups, tackling Terrell Watts, who was the first running back taken off the board in this past draft. Here's Watts later, again Kuistra. Now, as you may have heard, I missed out on Jeffrey Bookman in the draft, so I took Kuistra, who was another great athlete. Later in the game, how about Keenan McAllister getting around the left tackle and getting the first sack for the backups? At quarterback here, you might not recognize him. He has the haircut now. That is Gordon Urban finding Zach Bogan on the angle route. I've always wanted to incorporate Bogan more into the offense. This might be his season to have that chance. While Tyreek Hill is a better receiver, Bogan is a better all-around running back. Here is Urban on first down with a throw to Harmon Whitaker, who has a chance to finally become the number 3 receiver, which is basically a starting position in today's NFL. Here's a third down for Urban, showing off the arm. That is Brashad Perriman. I brought him in because I wanted a field stretcher on this team. I said in the offseason he'd be a long shot to make the roster, but that right there is how he can make it. Get behind the defense, catch the football. I want you to run one route, that's it. Back to defense here, and that is another good rush from Keenan McAllister. I want to have that go-to pass rusher whenever Atachu or Ingram need a rest. But our backup secondary did not fare as well. At cornerback especially, they were not able to make plays and slow down receivers. Urban still in the game later as he gets pressured but finds K.C. Wilcox, who is still battling for a roster spot, but unfortunately on this play he suffered an injury that would cost him 2.5 games. Another play here later by Stephon Kuistra. He was not missing tackles. He has excellent speed. And it sure looked like he knew how to use it, as he was in the right place at the right time. In the fourth quarter, this is Jeff Langley, who was our third-round pick, a quarterback, and he misses that throw there off the mark, but we wanted to see how he would look. I was really impressed with his ratings. Here he finds Jimmy Hope, the tight end, who goes up and comes down at the 3-yard line with the first down. Hope was a 5th-round selection of ours. Then Langley, oh, that's unlucky. You threw a pick to a defensive lineman dropping to cover your tailback. That one's rough. Well, that's football, I guess. Back to the defensive side. This is Birch, again brought down by Kwistra. Watts actually suffered an injury in this game, and he'll miss some regular season action. But Kwistra was unstoppable. He was not playing like a 5th-round pick. He did not miss a single tackle that I could see. And he showed good physicality, good pursuit, and speed. It was awesome. However, I wish we had someone in the secondary that could impress me half as much as Kwistra was. There you see 31 Dorian Holloway, who was close, but nobody there to cover the receiver. So one more play perhaps here as we go deep again and off the hands of Brashad Perriman. That's the downfall right there. You get the good, you get the bad. You just don't know which one. So one more play, I guess. We have Langley again with a throw to Navari Hopkins, who was, of course, on the Falcons for the Super Bowl after being signed off our practice squad, but now he's back. I've been through that. Into game 2 now, and Dalton fires outside. That's Devontae Adams getting the best of Jason Verrett. We've had Verrett play left cornerback for most of this series. I'd like for that to probably continue. Here we get some pressure now, and that's Antonio Pierre-Paul, who is now in a starting role. We get some rush later, and this time it is Melvin Ingram, who has been the leader of our front 7 this entire series. But we weren't done there. How about Antonio Pierre-Paul closing in and sacking Andy Dalton? Corey Liuget now goes to the bench, and I'm expecting a lot from our young defensive linemen, both him and Kendall Treader. Some more defense later for us. Dalton fires downfield for A.J. Green as Larry Wilbur was covering him this time. I love Wilbur's flexibility, but he's not really well suited for that kind of matchup. But I will say he's playing more and more like a safety as he spends more time there. His run defense has improved tremendously. Here's some defense later. A little play made here by Corey Liuget. He still has some value. Yes, he's making a lot of money for us this season. But I think that as a run stopper off the bench and occasional pass rusher, he'll be very useful. And here's a rush from Sam Cheek, who has played 2 years for us on the practice squad. I want that third pass rusher off the bench. Could be him, could be McAllister. Then we get some Barry Nsekhe, who's had his chances to start. He's now 27 years old, actually. Already, that's crazy. This was an important preseason for him as this pass gets behind our defense. They were just not holding up too well. These backup corners usually don't play the greatest. Another stop there by Liuget. I think he could play some nose tackle as well for us on 3rd and short. Overthrow here, and the opportunist Larry Wilbur is there getting some extra reps here for some reason, and he comes through with the INT. Now we'll get back to the offense a bit as Langley hands off. This is Barry Nsekhe, and after seeing so much Stephen Smiley, he does not look anywhere near as dynamic as I remember. Good strike here to the outside. Langley finding Harmon Whitaker. Filled in for Reggie Shepard in the postseason. Has always been an intriguing talent for us. Langley not very good at throwing on the move. That's more of Hartman's strength. Here is Langley on a first down later as he finds Brashad Perriman running the dig. I guess they'll run more than one route. That's a good one for him to work off of. Then play action, and Langley, he's going to put it up for Perriman, who can't come down with it. There is contact, but we have to see him make tough plays if he's going to make the roster. How about Navari Hopkins, who could also become the number 3 receiver if he was impressive enough? He was up against Harmon Whitaker and Travis Benjamin. Langley misses another throw here, so if you didn't like Cole Hartman's inaccuracy, you're not going to be a huge Jeff Langley fan right now. Good throw here, though, as he finds Christian Stringer, who could become the 3rd tight end. And then later, Nsekhe working off tackle. Does have some burst, but he's just not as good as Stephen Smiley. Then Langley with good protection, finding Perriman, who will go up and spin into the end zone. It does get called back because of penalty, but it was still fun to watch. At running back here, this is Tremaine Herman, the undrafted free agent. I was more intrigued with him than Davion Luzar, our 7th round pick. And that play kind of shows why. He has good speed, also shows some good wiggle. I want running backs that create yards, whether it's with speed, acceleration, or raw power. Let's get Gordon Urban outside the pocket here. Check out this throw. Yeah, he passed the line of scrimmage. I still like plays like this. It shows off the talents. That's what I'm looking for. Then later, play action, little dump off here. Tremaine Herman to the outside. As the spin move fails, it's really more his speed that is an asset over his elusiveness, but still had some skill there. Then Tyreek Hill gets some chances to show what he can do, who's a very good receiver, especially compared to most running backs. Check out this throw from Gordon Urban. He looked very sharp in his playing time here. Nice catch by Perriman. And then we get some space here for Tremaine Herman, who makes a move and will show off the speed in for the touchdown. A 40-yard score. You all know I love running backs, so I was definitely enjoying that. I also like seeing rookie safeties make a play. There's Dorian Holloway, who's a very good, strong safety. Probably has skills to play either safety spot, but I'm looking at him more at strong than free safety. Later we got Brashad Perriman, again using that speed to work himself open. And Gordon Urban did not look like a backup quarterback with these throws, as Harmon Whitaker comes down with the ball here at the 6-yard line. Why don't we go into game number 3 now against the Vikings, as Steven Smiley gets some room here, about 5 yards. Didn't get him a ton of carries. As we have Cole Hartman now finding Hunter Henry. Plenty of options to spread the football around to. Here's Hartman rolling out, stops, fires, great pass, perfect accuracy. I'm hoping he cuts down on those missed throws this year. Then Smiley to the outside. Whoa, that's Harrison Smith with the hit stick. Wasn't expecting Smiley to get rocked like that. Then we have Hartman, nice throw again, Hunter Henry. Hartman looked pretty sharp in these preseason games. Here's a first down pass from him, going deep and connecting. That's Harmon Whitaker. Trying to finally crack that starting lineup. It might be his year. Looking for a touchdown? How about Reggie Shepard? 6'6". With the vertical, it's not even fair. I don't care how many Viking defenders are around him. Shepard over the top of everybody for the score. Now, here was one of the most interesting moments of the preseason. Just the missed extra point. Don't really see that often from Josh Lambo, but it happened there. And I gotta show this. How about a spins out bright full preseason edition? We're working on his run defense. We're trying, but it's a work in progress. Backups now, and here is Tyrus Sinclair as he is brought down by 93. That's Blake Gano who backs up Joey Bosa. Will probably also back up Antonio Pierre-Paul. And then Langley outside the pocket, off the mark. He had the most missed throws by far out of our quarterbacks. Then Tremaine Herman impressed earlier. I have to see more of what he can do. On the defensive side now, you're going to see 93. That's the rookie Blake Gano, who will back up both Antonio Pierre-Paul and Joey Bosa. We get Gordon Urban back to pass on this play. He finds Christian Stringer, but he takes a big hit on the play, and Gordon Urban suffers an injury. And this would end his preseason, and we'll update his injury after we get through these games. So Jeff Langley in the game at quarterback as he hands off to Tyreek Hill, and we see that great speed on display there. All he needs is a little bit of room. Then a throw from Langley down the middle to Jimmy Hope. He's got the speed to finish the play, but Harmon Whitaker has to throw an illegal block at the very end. Come on, man. Jimmy Hope is just trying to make the roster, make some plays. Here's a 1st and goal then from the 5 as we get Langley outside the pocket. A delayed jump ball to Brashad Perriman. We definitely got some great play out of Perriman, so I was more impressed than I expected to be. Great job there in the end zone. Let's head back to the offensive side with some Tyreek Hill as he gets the pitch, and we'll take this wide for a gain of 16. Then we'll get Langley back to pass on first down. Good throw to Harmon Whitaker, who is really solidifying himself as that third receiver. Here is another throw from Langley, up top in the end zone, and he gets intercepted. I had to show off some of these because he threw a fair amount of picks in the preseason, so I wanted to show you how they all happened. But oh my, how about that hit by Sam Cheek as he forces the fumble, but he pays the price as he ends up injured and would end his preseason right there, so we'll catch up on him as well. Whoa, Moton with the spin and the speed, that was nice. Wow. That was another fantastic play the Vikings made against us. So we were down 11 points here late in the game as a nice catch is made here by Harmon Whitaker. Gets us into scoring range. And then Hill inside the 20 and taken down with first down yardage. One more play. How about a play action? Langley to Christian Stringer for a Charger touchdown. Not bad. But we had to make some cuts after this game, and I focused on the extra offensive linemen and some defensive backs, also Trey Flowers and Abraham Vance. All those edits there are appearance. I'll probably do some more of those for the regular season. And here are the injuries. It was a broken collarbone for Gordon Urban, who was playing so well, and then Sam Cheek suffers a dislocated elbow. So both are going to miss some regular season action. But let's get into Game 4, the final preseason game against the San Francisco 49ers. I wanted to see Cole Hartman finish strong. He was passing very effectively, so we get him out to Harmon Whitaker, then a strike to Keenan Allen. These throws are on the money. Here's another first down pass. Hartman drifting outside the pocket. How about this throw to Keenan Allen? I think Cole is ready for the regular season. How about Smiley? He will break a tackle, but the run defense was pretty good in these preseason games. 4th and 1 pitch here to Zach Bogan on the edge. He will get the first down and inside the 10. Then to wrap up some defense here, I had Ramsey at safety in the 3rd game, back at cornerback here in the 4th, as this is Caesar Butler allowing the big touchdown to Celestin. Not a very good play there for our starters. So some more play for the offense. We got to get Reggie involved as well, and he'll get us to around midfield. Hartman 6 for 7 in the air as he pitches this out. Love that speed from Smiley. He can run the toss. We saw that when he outran Vic Beasley, so I'm very confident in that play now. Then we see Jalen Ramsey give up a pass on the outside as Tyrod Taylor was throwing the ball very well. They try tossing it, however, and Joey Bosa is all over that. So we get into the backup play, and they'll run it here, but the play is made by Dorian Holloway. Wasn't really tested in coverage, but I liked his run defense. He had quite a few tackles. Jeff Langley playing some quarterback, making a nice throw here to the outside. That's Navari Hopkins. And here is Barry Inseki on the carry, who gets 8 yards thanks to some very good upfront blocking. Then Langley on a 4th and 2. He'll go outside. Hopkins there again with the speed as he will put us at around the 21-yard line. Now in the second half, I wanted to see our 4th quarterback, who is Cornelius Gunn. He's been on our practice squad for a while, and I'd still like to develop him there. He's got a very strong arm, and you're going to see it here soon. Just wait. Some more defense. Hey, we got a nice play there. Knocked away by Mike Quick, who actually impressed me quite a bit in this preseason. Just a handful more plays to go through as Herman gets the carry, and as soon as he gets the football, he has very good acceleration. He does not waste time hitting that top speed, and it's more than enough to be very productive. I was really happy with his performance. But here's Cornelius Gunn with the throw of the preseason. He makes it look so easy. Come on, I could never do that. 37 yards to Brashad Perriman. Look at that. Just a flick of the wrist on the move outside the pocket, not even setting his feet. That ball traveled at least 50 yards in the air. I had to see what his actual limit was. So a play action shot to Perriman. I'm saying about 65, 70 yards is how far he can throw it. Now, we know that arm strength is not the mark of a great quarterback, but I was impressed with his accuracy, so I felt like it was okay to praise his arm strength because he was having a very good second half of play. Here was the last play for him, as again, he's going to go deep. From the 35 to inside the 5, it gets knocked away, and the preseason is over, but we finish on a very fun note. So, which players impressed you most in the preseason? There weren't a ton of standouts, I know. Some of these games do get somewhat boring at times, but at least having some highlights there is fun. Here are the stats, as I actually remembered to get the preseason stats. I almost never remember to do this, but I did this time. Tremaine Herman averaged almost 7 yards a carry. Stephen Smiley, not a lot, as he wasn't getting very many opportunities with the starting offensive line. Sadly, hopefully that changes in the regular season. At receiver, Perriman did very well, as did Harmon Whitaker. Both impressed me a ton. Stephon Kuistra led our team in tackles, and again, I could not see him miss any plays. When he was there, meeting the ball carrier, that was it. The play was over. I had to make 2 tough decisions. I released Travis Benjamin because our other receivers impressed enough. I also put Tremaine Herman on the practice squad. I really didn't want to. And then, with an open roster spot, I signed Douglas Daniels off of the Seahawks practice squad. He has very good size, speed, and pass rush ability, and I just didn't see a lot from our backup defensive line to make me very confident, so I wanted to at least get some more depth. Now, you might wonder why Herman did not make the final roster. I still want to see us play some games against starting competition, obviously, and I do want to give Smiley a break at times. I want him around 20 to 22 carries, so if Inseki doesn't play well, it might be time to make a change at running back, and that's where Herman can be called up from the practice squad. So there's a good chance it could happen, but we'll see how Smiley plays. Here is the practice squad. Cornelius Gunn is there, Herman, along with tight end Jimmy Hope. There is Cedric McDougal, and a couple other rookies. Then, for the injuries, we have Gordon Urban and Sam Cheek. I thought about IRing Urban, but in case somebody else gets hurt and the roster spot is more valuable, I like to not place him on the injured reserve and return him later. I do want him to be the backup later, that's for sure, because he was the second best quarterback in the preseason. I'd say Langley looked like the worst. We didn't see Cornelius Gunn make any mistakes. Now, in week 1, we're taking on the New Orleans Saints, so we're going to see the big arm throwing Brock Osweiler, and he's got some speed to work with on this offense. They're led by Brandon Cooks and DeMarcus Scandrick. A lot of speed here in New Orleans, and they have some other good receivers as well, so it should be an interesting offensive matchup. Where they're weaker is still on defense, and they haven't done a good job of building up their secondary, and against us, that is not a good situation to be in. They may have some speed, but can they cover Keenan Allen? Can they cover Harmon Whitaker, let alone Reggie Shepard? And can we block Sheldon Rankins? Those ratings are very scary. He was injured most of last year, and I'm sure he's ready to come back with a vengeance. Here's our schedule. We open against the Saints, then head out to play the Steelers, the Panthers. We also have the Patriots in week 6, a Super Bowl rematch in week 9. I can't wait for that game. I love this schedule. A lot of intriguing matchups, and we close at home in the division against the Oakland Raiders. Now, to close out the episode, I want to show some key trades that have gone down. The Patriots traded for running back Sheldon Ladler, who's very talented, but just plays behind Abraham Rich. We also had them trade a fullback, Patriots back at it again, and the Falcons, after drafting quarterbacks at 32 and 33, get another one. They traded for Tyrone Fabaluje. I had to look that up. I think I said it correctly. But they have tried 3 times now to replace Matt Ryan. They did not win out in the preseason, so maybe there's a little issue there on the offense. I'm not sure, but we're definitely going to find out. Also, the Raiders traded for Roman Burson, a safety from the Panthers, who is a starting caliber player. And that will bring us to the end of the preseason. Season 5 is on the way, and I can't wait to get into this new year and try to make another run at the Super Bowl. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your feedback in the comment section. I will see you next time. Have a great day.